Hello students, welcome to one more session. In this session, let me explain some important functions of blood cells. As you know very well, our blood contains various types of cells. In the previous video, I had explained what are the various formed elements of blood. The formed elements of blood, which includes white blood cells, red blood cells and platelets. Now in this class, the general characters of red blood cells, the general characters of leukocytes, the general characters of platelets and their functions we are going to see. First of all, let us learn about the functions of the various blood cells present in our body. First type of blood cells which includes a typical human red blood cell. If you take a typical human red blood cell with a diameter, it's a disc shaped structure as we know very well, which has a diameter about 6.2 to 8.2 and they're having thickness about 2 to 2.5 and a minimum thickness in the center is about 0.8 to 1 microns, being much smaller than most other human cells. Now, human red blood cells, they shows some special characters, some certain kind of special characters. Let us see what are the special characters of human red blood cell. The human red blood cell is made up of a globulin protein called hemoglobin. A hemoglobin is a globulin protein present in the RBC that is made up of 4 polypeptide chains. There are 2 alpha polypeptide chains and 2 beta polypeptide chains present in the hemoglobin. These 4 polypeptide chains together forms a tetramer, which is the functional unit of a hemoglobin. This tetramer can carry at a time 4 oxygen molecules from one particular place to another particular place. At the same time, they can receive 4 carbon dioxide molecules towards the lungs during respiration process. So anyway, a tetramer is a substance which can receive or carry 4 different molecules, whether they are oxygen, whether they are carbon dioxide. Now, here in the complete molecule of hemoglobin, 4 subunits are present. 4 subunits are closely joined, as there are 3-dimensional zigzags puzzle is seen in them to form a tetramer. Now let us see about a tetramer of hemoglobin. Generally, hemoglobin tetramer looks like this. Now, if you see this tetramer once again, 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains which are arranged in a zigzag manner, in a zigzag pattern, in zigzag puzzle. They are arranged in the form of zigzag manner or in the puzzle, right? Now, here blood cells, nothing but if you take major types of blood cells which we have seen includes red blood cells and white blood cells. As we have learnt about red blood cells and their characters and their functions, now let us learn about leukocytes or white blood cells. White blood cells are nothing but leukocytes. They do not have any hemoglobin, color giving substance is absent in the white blood cells, hence they are colorless. Now, here white blood cells are classified into 2 types. What are they? A granulocytes and granulocytes. Nothing but granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes are nothing but they are having granules in their cytoplasm. Agranulocytes are not having any granules in their cytoplasm. What are these granules? These granules are nothing but proteinous granules, proteinous substances which provides nutrition for the growing cell. Now, first type of granulocyte is the eosinophil. What is an eosinophil? An eosinophil is a cell which can stain by an acid. These kind of cells can be stained by an acid, hence they are eosinophils. They can be stained by an acid called eosin, hence they are called acidic phils or acidocytes. Now, you can have high levels of eosinophils in your blood. That condition is called blood eosinophilia. At the site of infection, you can have high levels of eosinophils. In the tissues, if it is there like this, then it is called tissue eosinophilia. Now let me say one more point. Each eosinophil generally looks like this. Typical eosinophils generally looks like this. An eosinophil contains bilobed nucleus as shown in the figure. Bilobed nucleus is present in them. You can see how the nucleus divides into two lobes. Nucleus is divided into two lobes. This is the first lobe, this is the second lobe. You can see the granules here, how these granules are arranged here, and there is cytoplasm here. You can see the cytoplasm. Like this, the eosinophils have particular morphology. Now, let us learn one more type of blood cell, that is basophil. How these basophils looks like? What are the characters of basophils? Special characters of basophils, let us find out. If you see basophils, they looks like this. They are having a somewhat divisible nucleus. You can see there granules are present. Let me ask you a question. Why these cells are called basophils? Because these kind of cells can be stained by bases, hence they are called basophils. Normally basophils makes up less than 1% of your circulating white blood cells. A healthy range of white blood cells is about basophils range is about 0 to 1%, that's it. If the percentage exceeds more than 1%, if their number increases more than 1%, then it causes a type of different types of diseases. Now, abnormal decreasing of basophils in the cells or in the body causes basopenia. If the blood does not contain sufficient amount of basophils, then the condition is called basopenia. Now, you can see the nucleus here, nucleus of basophils, how it is large, and you can see the granules here, the granules of basophils. You can see the cytoplasmic granules. And let us talk about next type of white blood cell, that is third one, neutrophil. Neutrophils are having multi-lobed nucleus. They are having multi-lobed nucleus. Nucleus divided into three major subunits. That is why it is called multi-lobed nucleus. As usually, cytoplasmic granules are present here in the cytoplasm. Plasma membrane appears. And what are the characters of the neutrophils? Normal range of neutrophil is about, as you can see there, 1.5 to 8.0 or 1500 to 8000 millimeter cube. Interpretation normal. Neutrophils are key components in the system of defense. If any pathogen enters into the blood, what will happen? Immediately these neutrophils reacts, activates and fight against that disease causing pathogens. So that is why neutrophils are called microscopic policemen of the body. They are considered as microscopic policemen of the body. They are microscopic in nature, can fight against all kind of pathogens. Because of this reason, they are called neutrophils are called the microscopic policemen of the body. Clear, students? Here, these are called some of the neutrophils. They are fighting against disease-causing organisms. Some of them are protecting our body, or making a fence in the blood or in the body, defense fence to keep our body healthy. So, neutrophils are microscopic policemen. Now let us learn about agranulocytes. Students, what do you mean by agranulocytes? Agranulocytes are nothing but they are not having any granules in their cytoplasm. So because of this, they are called the agranulocytes. First type of agranulocytes are monocytes, a type of leukocytes. Here they are the largest type of leukocytes and can differentiate into macrophages or myeloid lineage dendritic cells. Now, these monocytes as a part of the vertebrates helps in the process of increasing innate immunity or adaptive immunity. Now, if you see the structure of monocyte, generally it looks like this. There is a large nucleus is present, which is a kidney shaped nucleus is present here in the monocytes. That is a special character. Granules are absent in the cytoplasm, and you can see the various cell organelles in the cytoplasm, and they fight against microbes. Now, second type of secondary agranulocytes are lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, as you can see there, they are having a large spherical nucleus. Lymphocytes are having largest nucleus among other leukocytes. Now, what are lymphocytes? How they are performing their functions in our body? Lymphocytes are activated by a hormone, namely thymosin. Thymosin is an hormone released by thymus gland, which is located on the heart. Thymosin hormone stimulates these cells. Now, the lymphocytes are of two types, T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. Now, what are the functions of lymphocytes? Now, lymphocytes are immune cells. They increases immunity in our body. They are made by bone marrow and found in the blood and lymphatic tissue. What is lymphatic tissue? Other than circulatory system or arterial system or venous system, there is one more type of transportation system is present or circulatory system is present, that is lymphatic system. In this lymphatic system, a fluid is present or a fluid flows called lymph. Lymph also carries essential nutrients and essential components required to the cell. Like how the blood is carrying the useful nutrients and oxygen, like vice versa, the lymph also carries various useful substances required to the cells. Now, lymphatic tissues, lymphatic cells. Lymph is a fluid tissue of the lymphatic system. Lymph flows in the lymphatic vessels. Now, immune system is a complex network of cells. One of the basic and important and prosperous immune cells in the lymphatic tissue or lymphatic fluid is the lymphocytes. Clear, students? Now, let us learn next type of blood cells. They are the platelets. Platelets are also known as thrombocytes. Platelets are also known as the thrombocytes. Thrombocytes are having disc-shaped structure like that. Now let us learn some characters of platelets. These are also colorless, non-nucleated, round, oval, biconvex, disc-shaped cells produced from the megakaryocytes of the body. Now their number varies from 2,50,000 cells to 4,50,000 cells. They are formed from megakaryocytes. Mega means large, karyo means nucleated cells. Large nucleated cells produced in the red bone marrow. Red bone marrow contains large and nucleated cells. These large and nucleated cells produces the platelets. Now, the average lifespan of red blood cells is about 5 to 6 days. Here, they secrete a substance called thromboplastin. They are producing a substance called thromboplastin. This thromboplastin helps in the process of healing wound or blood clotting or coagulation of blood. For coagulation of blood, this factor like the thromboplastin, which is playing a key role. Clear, students? This is about all types of blood corpuscles present in our body or appears in the body or in the blood. So because of this reason, blood is called as fluid connective tissue. Now let us learn the functions of blood. Red blood cells helps in the process of transportation. Transportation of gases, transportation of substances. White blood cells increases the immunity. Adaptive immunity increased by the white blood cells. Next, platelets helps in the process of healing of wound, injuries. So these three functions majorly seen in the blood cells. Clear students? We'll meet in the next session once again. Until be safe. Thank you. Have a nice day and stay tuned.